coming up on this edition of ATV News.
How long will this be? How much longer do we have with her?
Shot and left for dead, her recovery has been 8 years in the making. We'll show you how Deserae Turner wants to spend the time she has left.
To present it to so many different people accomplishing so many different achievements.
We'll show you Utah State's most prestigious award ceremony of the year and hear what it took for Ashlyn Smith to win the featured award.
The sun is out and temperatures are up, but another storm is on its way. I'll show you when to expect April showers in weather.
Spring sports are in full swing here at Utah State. Coming up, I'll tell you who had their home opener and where our Aggies are headed next.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
From the campus of Utah State University in Logan, Utah, the Department of Journalism and Communication presents the award-winning newscast, ATV News.
I have been in so much agony, so much pain. For 8 years, it is time for me.
It's been 8 years since Deserae Turner was shot and left for dead here in Cache Valley. And now, after a miraculous recovery, things have turned for the worst. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Kaylee Moss.
And I'm Laura White. Deserae Turner is now on hospice after facing recent health complications such as stomach cancer and a recent lung infection. Joining us live in the newsroom is Kesley Kincaid with Turner's last message to her community.
Thanks, Laura. Yes, 3 years ago, Deserae Turner was here on campus speaking about her recovery and plans for the future. And now her journey is coming to a close. Deserae Turner has decided to go on hospice to focus on her comfort as she nears the end of her life.
I have been in so much agony, so much pain. For 8 years, it is time for me.
Turner's family says she was diagnosed with septic pulmonary embolism, a life-threatening condition involving blood clots.
And I think we just decided that I'm done. I don't want to fight no more.
In 2017, Turner was shot by a classmate and left for dead. She survived, but was left with partial paralysis on her left side.
There's so much more worse than death.
Deserae went on to graduate high school, serve a service mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and get married, defying all the odds. Turner says she's not scared of what will happen next.
Death is such a blessing.
Her family says they are spending as much time with her as they can, with the time they have left.
She's loved by everybody. She's had a lot of visitors. We, of course, want to spend every moment with her. We're sharing her with everybody.
Turner thanks her community who has supported her through all of these years.
The money, the comfort, the love, the prayers, every little thing that the well wishes you have sent my way, I have felt. I have been carried. There's no way I can say thank you enough and thank everybody.
Turner's family says they have set up a GoFundMe to help with expenses in her final days. You can find the link to the GoFundMe on our Facebook page. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kesley Kincaid, ATV News.
Thank you, Kesley.
If you found yourself in traffic on Main Street, there's a new proposal that might help. The Utah Department of Transportation is addressing transportation needs along Main Street. ATV's JT Miller shows you what they're proposing to help improve mobility for you.
Up and down Main Street, cars line bumper to bumper on a Friday at 5 p.m.
My experience with Main Street has mostly been that of traffic and congestion. I try to avoid driving on it as much as possible.
It's not just cars that face this traffic. It's people who walk along Main Street.
Sometimes when I'm walking, I'll have to sit at an intersection for 3-4 minutes just waiting to cross the street.
The Utah Department of Transportation proposed plans to increase space for drivers and people who walk along Main Street to make downtown safer to travel.
When we see the benefits of the projects, we generally support them and support the data that's in that study.
Some of the proposals focus on connecting streets that will help traffic flow on Main Street.
One of the projects is to extend this street 200 east, with this street 100 east, with a lane going in both directions and a two-way left turn lane.
UDOT plans to connect 5 other streets: 600 with 400 west, 200 west right off of Main Street, 100 to 200 west, 600 east and Center Street to 200 north, and realign 600 north at Main Street.
I'm glad they're making the effort to help and solve this issue. I'm just worried that what's going to end up happening with their plan is that it's just going to cause more congestion and it's going to create more problems than it solves.
Lindhart says the city hopes for a positive impact.
We never go into a project thinking this is going to be negative, but we got to do it. Instead, we go in saying, hey, here's the positive that can come from it, but there's always trade-offs.
Lindhart says the city knows their projects impact everyone.
We just need to make sure that the positive outweighs the negative.
JT Miller, ATV News.
UDOT will continue to work with the city as they finalize plans on these proposals. Lindhart suggests looking at the project website for more information. You can visit our Facebook page for a link.
Utah State University is looking for ways to cut $12.5 million from its budget. Utah State's interim president Alan Smith sent an email to USU employees giving them an update on the pending legislative budget cuts. HB 1 was signed into law during the 2025 legislative session. This bill withholds 10% of Utah's budget for higher education. This amounts to $60 million and impacts USU's budget by $12.5 million. The university is still addressing a $4.8 million budget cut from last legislative session. Through HB 1, USU can propose a reinvestment plan. If the plan is accepted, the university will receive those dollars, but the money must be spent in the way it was proposed in the plan. In an email to Utah State's employees, USU interim president Alan Smith says he wishes there was an easy solution to the disruption of research funding and persistent cynicism about pursuing higher education. Utah State needs to have a reinvestment plan to the Utah system of higher education in early May.
USU students say that finding parking can be difficult, but others say maybe they need to plan their time better. Guest reporter Cadence Mitchell in the Journalism and Communication Intro to Video class shows you how you can find parking to get around campus quicker.
Here at Utah State University, we ask students what they think about trying to find a parking spot.
Honestly, I think it's pretty tough to find parking here on campus.
It's probably one thing that stresses me out the most. Most of the time I can find parking like at the bottom of Old Main or on 800 block, but if I come any time later than that, I struggle.
The director at the Public Safety Department tells us how students can make it up to campus on time.
It takes having to walk a little bit. And so if a student or a faculty staff member does a little prior planning and time management, they can really get around campus quite quickly.
Here at Utah State, the only free parking is the one at the end of Old Main Hill. With all this free parking under Old Main comes with walking 124 steps to get to class. Or you can try parallel parking. Or even trying to find a spot big enough to fit your car.
USU students then tell us how they can help fix this problem.
I'd probably make more free parking closer to campus and not necessarily down a massive hill.
I know my husband's been ticketed at the bottom of Old Main because it's only 3 hours that you can park there.
Tracy then tells us to reach out.
Ready and willing to take any kind of suggestions that we can get to make parking on campus better.
After the new parking garage next to the business building is done, Hull says there's no more room unless they build on the existing garages.
The 67th Annual Robbins Award Ceremony brought in guests in their best dress on Friday night. The ceremony was hosted by the Division of Student Affairs along with the Utah State University Students Association Traditions Committee. Students, parents, and faculty filled the ballroom for what Utah State calls the most prestigious night of the year. The night started out with catered food for the guests and pictures with the finalists. The Robbins Awards recognize students and faculty with 16 awards, ranging from research, teaching, and accomplishments to athletics and talent. A member of the Traditions Committee who hosted the ceremony says it's inspiring to see people win the awards after all the hard work they have done.
It is honestly also, again, inspiring for us to continue to do the awards every single year.
The Bill E. Robbins Memorial Award is the featured and final award of the night, and the presenter says it's given to the student who represents the best Utah State has to offer. The winner was Ashlyn Smith, a senior and the Student Events Executive Director for USUSA. After the final award, the lights came up in the ballroom, cueing the guests to head towards the door. Coming up later in the show, Ashlyn will join me in the studio with an in-depth interview on how she got to where she is and how it felt to be recognized for her achievements. To see the full list of winners, the link is on our Facebook page.
You guys, these last couple of weeks are always so fun and they're my favorite. And there's so many fun events like the Robbins Awards.
And with the warmer weather, it makes the last few weeks before graduation a little bit better. Joining us at the desk is Seda Christensen with ATV Weather.
And I'm happy to say that the warm weather is sticking around.
And I'm sure those students laying on the quad are also happy to hear that news.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a live look at the quad. As you can see, students are out on the quad enjoying the nice weather. The current temperature is 65 degrees.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh.
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome to ATV Weather. I'm Seda Christensen. Let's take a look at our national radar. So if we take a look over here, we can see some storms passing down through the Midwest. It does seem like there's some moderate precipitation, but that it is passing through. We'll take a look at our northwest up here. There's some clouds and light precipitation, but let's hope that steers clear of Utah. And we'll take a look at our state radar. It looks like Utah is in the clear. We've been having really nice spring weather here in Utah, and hopefully that sticks around for the coming week. Let's see what our 7-day forecast has to say. All right, and you can look, as we saw out on the quad, the sun is out and the students are loving it. The high is currently 65 degrees, and those temperatures just keep getting better as we move over the next couple of days. We've got 74 on Thursday, 76 on Friday. Saturday, we do see some clouds rolling in with a 20% chance of precipitation, but those temperatures are still pretty warm up there at 66 degrees. Sunday, the sun will be out, but we've got a high of 53 and a low of 30, which is a significant temperature drop. Luckily, moving back into the upper 50s and 60s in the next coming week. And we're all caught up on weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Seda. Ashlyn Smith, a Robbins Awards winner, joins Laura White in the studio to talk about how she got to where she is. Laura.
Thanks, Kaylee. Yes, we are here with Ashlyn Smith, a recipient of the Robbins Awards and the Student Events Executive Director for USUSA. So Ashlyn, the presenters at the awards were talking about how even just to be nominated for the awards takes so much work and dedication. What did it take to get you to where you are now?
I was coming in as a freshman and wanting to just be involved. I actually applied for anything I could find, and I didn't get accepted into anything. And I was so determined to at least find something that was for me. So I went to every single football game, basketball game, any kind of school event, and I asked a ton of the committee members, directors, anyone I could find, and I was like, how did you get to where you are? And they gave me a lot of helpful advice. I ended up applying. I got accepted onto the Herd and the Traditions Committee in student events my sophomore year, and it was the time of my life. Definitely changed who I am. And then I applied to be the Traditions Director, who actually does plan the Robbins Awards. So last year, I got to plan this. So it's totally full circle. And then just this last year, I decided to run an election and be in the student events office again, and just honestly continue the work that I did last year. And now I'm here, but it honestly started from everyone who encouraged me, like as a freshman at 18 years old.
Yeah, that's amazing. You won the Bill E. Robbins Awards, which is actually the featured award of the night. Can you walk me through this moment? How did it feel to hear your name called?
I keep saying gobsmacked. I genuinely was shocked. I had no possibility in my mind that I would have won anything. And I was sitting next to a couple friends, and we were even just like chatting. We were looking at the program as it was being talked about, and I can't even tell you, I was so convinced I wasn't gonna win. And hearing him say my name, I genuinely froze in my chair. I was like this, and then it took like my friend like getting me to go up. And then I was just on stage, and I was just like, there's no way I'm on this stage. Like, with this award in my hand, in front of this many people, there's like no words to explain it.
Not only did you win that award, but your USA Student Events Office also won Organization of the Year. Since being in this position, what has been your favorite accomplishment?
This moment was so special because it's not just me at all. I have a team of 3 directors as well, and they each have done such good work this year. We've reached a lot of new heights, and it's interesting coming from a platform, an organization that has always just done amazing things, trying to build off of that. So we've each done different things. We've sold out the Howell Casino Night, which was huge. The casino night has never been sold out before, but we sold 4,000 tickets, which was a great accomplishment. We created a new opt-in texting system so that students can find out about events outside of social media. Because like, if you're like me, I deleted every other business day. So keeping that outlet was really helpful. And we ended up doing a Secret Santa project with local families in Cache Valley. We ended up donating about $2,500 in shopping, doing a Secret Santa, and giving families Christmas that they needed. We just keep creating new events as well. So we have our Aggie Quad games that happened this year. We have vision board nights, and we even have mini golf happening this Thursday. There's always new things happening, and reaching the amount of students that we do and having even just the smallest positive impact makes such a big difference. And it just, seeing that back was so special. It's so good for us.
Yeah, well, congratulations on all of your accomplishments and on this special award. It has been so fun having you here in the studio today. Back to you at the desk, Kaylee.
Thanks, Laura. It was a night of networking and celebration. Guest reporter Dayton Call in the Journalism and Communication Multimedia Bootcamp class shows you why students called the True Blue Gala a memorable night.
The Student Alumni Association hosted the True Blue Gala.
The Alumni Engagement Branch was in charge of running, hosting, and throwing the True Blue Gala, where we had alumni presenters come and connect with students, and then we had an event for students, or a dance for students afterwards.
To USU to support Andy. I was not planning on
The presenters that we had at the True Blue Gala We had 8 of them, and each of them we invited to share about why they are passionate about Utah State, why they remain an active alumni, and what Utah State provided to them that propelled them into their future career.
33% on it.
They had a lot of alumni come and speak to us, which was really, really cool. They all had really great and motivational things to say, which was like just needed going into finals week soon. There was a fun dance. There was so many people. Everyone was dressed up. It was the most fun vibe. I really liked it. It was really, really fun.
So I think ultimately it was a really, really amazing success. We've had a lot of people talk to us about it, about how fantastic they thought it was, how much the presenters appreciated it, students that liked the flow of it, that didn't like the flow of it. And so obviously there's feedback and there's kinks to work out. This is only the second time we've been doing it. Ultimately, it's an event that we want to perpetuate because it's a way for the Alumni Association to get involved with our student body.
This is the second year the Student Alumni Association held the True Blue Gala, and the director says they hope there are many more to come. You guys, that seems like the funnest way to network.
I don't know about you guys, but networking kind of feels like a sport sometimes. I'm so drained after.
That is so true. Speaking of sports, Kesley Kincaid joins us at the desk with ATV Sports. So Kesley, how have our Aggies been doing?
You guys, they have been absolutely killing it, especially softball and track. Coming up in sports, we'll tell you the 4 gymnasts who shined at the NCAA finals and what their coach is saying now. And in what events students broke 2 school records over the weekend and how USU did at their meet in California.
Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Tomorrow have a good time. Seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall. Writing on the wall. One book can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Kesley Kincaid. We have some spring sports to cover, so let's get you all caught up. Utah State Gymnastics lost its NCAA regional first-round matchup against Brigham Young University. The Aggies scored a 194.475. BYU scored a 195.95. USU had 4 gymnasts compete as individuals during the second round of the NCAA regionals held at the University of Utah. Graduate student Brianna Brooks competed on bars and beam. Junior Avery Bibby competed on bars. Sophomore Sydney Jalen competed on beam, and freshman London Vandertulen competed on bars. Head coach Kristen White says, "What a terrific way to end our season. All 4 women did an incredible job representing Utah State. PZF isn't just an acronym, it's a lifestyle. Excited to make more noise next year." The 2025 NCAA Regionals concluded the competition season for the Aggies. Utah State Track pulled ahead at their meets in California. Junior Sarah Ellis and graduate student Cameron Todd broke school records. Ellis became the first Aggie woman to break a record in the 2025 season by running the 5,000 meter in 16 minutes and 4 seconds, beating the previous record by 3.5 seconds. Todd shattered the school record by running the 10,000 meter with a time of 28 minutes and 10 seconds, beating the previous record by 22.54 seconds. USU won 6 individual titles, earning 17 podium finishes and posted the first 14 top 10 performances in school history. Utah State softball secured a road sweep in its 8th straight Mountain West victory, defeating San Jose State 5-1. USU will return home to host a 3-game conference series against Fresno State this weekend. Utah State women's tennis fell to Colorado State 4-1 on Sunday at home. USU heads back on the road for a pair of matches next week, first taking on San Diego State on Friday before facing UNLV on Sunday. Utah State men's tennis improved their ranking to 3-1 in the Mountain West play, recording a 4-2 win over the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Utah State returns back to Logan for a non-conference matchup against Idaho on April 13th. Utah State men's golf finished 9th yesterday following 36 holes at the UC Santa Barbara Invitational. Boise State won the 11-team tournament. Utah State returns to action on April 25th, traveling to Oregon for the 2025 Mountain West Championship. Utah State baseball swept this weekend at their home opener against Weber State with a doubleheader Saturday afternoon. The first game score 5-4, the second game score 15-5, and a game on Sunday for a final score of 10-0. USU baseball will host Idaho State this Friday and Saturday for a 3-game series. With that, you are all caught up on ATV Sports. Back to you at the desk, Kaylee.
Thanks, Kesley. This year marks 25 years of the ceramics program here at Utah State. And as guest reporter Jane Schmidt from the Journalism and Communication Multimedia Boot Camp class shows us, alumni, current students, and faculty brought together their work to highlight the evolution of the department.
The exhibition is called Scenius, which is short for the genius of a scene. The idea is to give a vision of what's happened over the past 25 years.
We're trying to capture maybe like an ongoing scene, but that's always changing as groups of students come in and out.
What we have tried to do is create a community where people get along, that it's not competitive, but rather mutually supportive. That's the kind of vibe I want, not the kind of cutthroat competition that I see in some other kinds of academic programs. Implanting those ideas in students allows them to fill some of my dreams, but at the same time that happens, they put their own spin on it. And so I always get something back for that effort on my part. I get it back at least 2 times over.
I always feel like we learn and capture a lot of information from each graduate student that has come through the program. So having the opportunity to build on those experiences, those personal interactions, has always been really prominent in my thought process.
I can make what I want to make here. I'm not being pushed in one direction or the other. I have a lot of freedom with what I make, and I think that freedom is very inspiring.
The exhibit ran for 2 weeks in March and was led by a group of ceramics students and professors, showcasing what they call the collaborative spirit that defines their program.
In Cache Valley, families are gathering for a popular spring tradition full of history, fun, and of course, baby animals. It's Baby Animal Days at the American West Heritage Center, the museum's biggest fundraiser of the year. Visitors can meet baby animals, see mountain men in action, and learn about life in the 1800s.
We're a living history museum that represents the time period from 1817 to 1917. All the history and memory of the northern Utah and particularly Cache Valley.
The first weekend just wrapped up, but Baby Animal Days returns April 10th with the farm animals back, plus animals from Utah Petting Zoo gone wild. Organizers say community support helps keep history alive, one furry visitor at a time. Thank you for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can find this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with another look at Baby Animal Days.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.